A battle is being fought inside UKIP at the minute, and the NEC elections are part of it. The battle is between those who want to turn UKIP into a kind of Tommy Robinson fan club or updated version of the EDL, English Defence League, and those who see that that's the road to electoral oblivion. And I'm one of those. I think that that's the road to electoral oblivion. And why wouldn't I think that? Just look at what has happened in the last 12 months. We've lost all our MEPs. We've lost 2 of our 3 members of the House of Lords. We've lost half of our Assembly members here in the Welsh Assembly in Cardiff. We've lost all our major donors. We've lost thousands of members. Loads and loads of branches up and down the country have closed down. I mean, Tommy does have his supporters, of course, inside UKIP, and some of them have joined maybe in the last 12 months. But the numbers are far outweighed by those who have left. And what are the electoral consequences? We fought the Brecon and Radnor by-election in August, and our candidate, Liz Phillips, whom Richard wants to be chairman of the party, was soundly beaten by the monster raving loony party. At the count in Brecon, our UKIP activists took their rosettes off because they were so embarrassed by what had happened. I put all this down to the demonisation of UKIP in the media and, let's be frank, by Nigel Farage, because of the Tommy Robinson connection. 2 days after Gerard announced that he was going to make Tommy Robinson his personal advisor on grooming gangs and prisons, as if Gerard needs any advice on those subjects, Nigel Farage resigned from UKIP, blaming Gerard and what he had just done. As a result of that, the Brexit Party was launched. That obliterated us in the European elections and transformed us at a stroke from a major political player, which we had been for the last 5 years, into a fringe group of political activists which were an irrelevance. In the Brecon by-election, Liz Phillips got 0.8% of the vote. Bad enough, you might think. But in the last few weeks, things have got even worse. We're now down, according to the YouGov poll last week, on 0.4%. How bad does it have to get before people wake up to what has happened in our party? I very much regret that we're in this situation today. And I'm not against Gerard. I don't hate Gerard, as some people have said. I've known Gerard for 17 years. I backed him to be a candidate in the European elections in 2004 when he was first elected as an MEP, and I've worked with him closely over the years. But this Tommy Robinson fixation of his is at the root of the party's current problems. And we can't disguise that. Tommy has a reputation. Whether it's deserved or not, it's not our fight, that's Tommy's fight. All I know is he has that reputation, and we have to consider the question, is Tommy an asset on balance, or is he a liability? My conclusion is, electorally, he is a liability, and the facts prove it. After Gerard raised this, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. And at the Brexit rally that took place in December 2018, I agreed to speak on the same platform with Gerard and Stuart Agnew and others, with Tommy Robinson. And I thought that perhaps we could sanitise, if I can use that word, Tommy's image by getting him to take an interest in other political issues apart from Islam and grooming gangs and so on. Important as they are not the most important issue in politics for millions and millions of people. And we're in the business of getting votes. We want to be a successful political party. We want to get people elected so that we can change things in this country, not just an impotent group of shouty activists in the street. We want to change Britain for the better. So I spoke at that rally in Westminster, and when I was a candidate in the Newport by-election in the spring, I managed to put up our vote from less than 2%, I think it was, to nearly 9%. I think it would have been more if we didn't have the Tommy Robinson albatross hanging round our necks, but we were making progress. Then, of course, came the European elections and everything changed. As in Newport, in the European elections, we found the media were not interested in anything we had to say apart from Tommy Robinson and what I regard as idiotic things said about Islam, such as, and this is Richard Braine, there's no such thing as a moderate Muslim any more than there's a moderate Nazi. And even Gerard's words came back to haunt us when he had described Islam as a death cult. These are not things that are going to go down well with the majority of people in Britain. We have to present ourselves in a way which is persuasive rather than to repel people by using phrases that are regarded as extreme or unacceptable. So yes, I've given Gerard the benefit of the doubt on Tommy Robinson, but I've learned by experience. In the last 9 months, we have seen the party go from a position of strength to a place now where we're absolutely prostrate on the floor. I want us to get up off the floor. I want us to get out there fighting again, talking about other issues. What has Richard Braine done since he was elected leader on the 10th of August? He's devoted his entire time, as far as I can see, to fighting internal battles inside UKIP. What has he said in the last week about Brexit? We're in the middle of the biggest constitutional crisis of our lifetime, and UKIP has nothing to say on the very issue that brought us first into politics. Extinction Rebellion, a group of idiots and weirdos who brought the capital city of our country to a standstill on a fantasy programme of changing the planet and abolishing weather. We've nothing to say on any of that. We're not looking out to the rest of the world, we're looking inwards upon themselves. And I regret I'm having to spend time making this video and spending my time on these internal battles and this internal civil war, which is totally unnecessary. But Richard Braine has to change, or he will be changed. And that's what this election is all about. I hope that Richard, who has many, many good qualities, as I've told him personally, he's persuasive, he's attractive, he's articulate, he's a good media personality. He could be an exceptional leader. He could build on the good work that Gerard did after the fiasco of Henry Bolton. I don't want Richard to go down in history as the posh man's Henry Bolton. I want him to make a success of his leadership and a success of our party. So I hope in the NEC election you will vote for the candidates that share my vision.